Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. Uh-oh. The jam said it still want to play. So happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. How are y'all? I appreciate y'all coming. Another wonderful Tuesday. Ladies, I heard the standards was low in the black community, but here's the deal. I didn't know they were that low. Apparently, it's some sort of astronomical thing for a man to make you tacos. If you got a man making you tacos today, that's not a really big thing. It's not like a trip to Dubai or anything like that. So if you're having tacos made by your significant other, don't tell a mammy, all right, or a colorism person because that's going to make them upset. Okay. But still, anyway, happy Taco Tuesday. That part. What is going on, V in training? Iman's niece is here. Sean Q is here. We got us some non-Blackistan vibes in here. Colette de Jour, Poison Ivy, Divested Nor. All the ladies are in here. Check it out, y'all. The black community is a joke, and it's getting funnier and funnier by the second. I want to I want to share something with y'all so we can go ahead and laugh our ass off. There is a lot of truth to a lot of stereotypes that people use on every group, not just black folk. You know, you can say a certain group of people are cheap. You can say a certain group of people like rice and soy sauce. You could say another group of people like spaghetti. And there's another group of people that like fried chicken. It just is what it is. Get the fuck over it. There is truth to all stereotypes. A little bit, some truth to most stereotypes. Y'all, the Black community is embarrassing the fuck out of y'all every single day. And that includes me. You know, I'm not exempt because I am Black. Take a look at this, please.
A South suburban school lunch lady is now facing criminal charges accused of stealing more than $1 million worth of chicken wings.
What? What are y'all doing out here? What the fuck is going on out here? Did I hear that? No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that shit. And every time you turn around, niggas getting upset. Them Black people said we like fried chicken. Well, it looks like you do. I didn't know that $1 million of chicken wings could sit in one room. Let's do this again.
A former South suburban school lunch lady is now facing criminal charges accused of stealing more than $1 million worth of chicken wings.
Y'all out here looking crazy as fuck. You out here pretending like Black folk ain't fucked up in a lot of ways. I'm looking at y'all with this police situation. The shit is hilarious at this point. Y'all crazy as hell. Let's see what happened with $1.5 million worth of chicken while you sitting up there upset talking about Black folk like chicken. Bitch, are you out of your mind?
UGN's Andrea Medina has that story from Harvey. This went on for about a year and a half. What the school worker allegedly did with a large amount of chicken wings is still unknown, but she's in custody at the Cook County Jail and is accused of placing unauthorized purchases separately from the district's legitimate orders. 66-year-old
Lord have mercy. You know, I don't want to hear the whining about the so-called racist white folk. You got to be shitting me right now. When this got sent to me, I'm like, you're playing, right? I literally started screaming, laughing. What does $1 million worth of chicken wings look like? This y'all auntie right here, okay? That sweet little old lady that's up at the in the lunchroom. You want some green beans, baby? That one, the one that can't do no wrong, right? This is y'all's people. These are the type of women that are male identified, by the way. I don't know what the fuck she did with $1 million worth of chicken. I'm scared to even ask. Let's hear the details.
Vera Liddell is a former Harvey School District 152 employee. She's at the center of a major theft scheme that brewed during the COVID-19 pandemic when students weren't allowed in the classroom. Liddell worked for Harvey Schools for more than a decade. She was a food services director, but after her tenure, she was hired as a consultant in July 2020. In that role, she was in charge of placing food orders. Between July 2020 to February 2022, Cook County prosecutors allege she used her position to embezzle $1.5 million from the school district. Court documents accuse Liddell of ordering more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings.
Oh, that's going to feed a lot of kings right there. 11,000 boxes of chicken wings. Listen, miss me with the fake outrage with what folks are saying about you. You're going to have to get over it, because when they can pull receipts like this, you need to sit the fuck down somewhere. You need to have several seats. What? Oh, and that racist system promoted her and trusted her enough to go ahead and supervise the orders. As soon as she got her ass up there, she started stealing some shit. You can't trust nobody around this motherfucker. And apparently you can't trust Black folk around chicken wings. Pull up.
From the district's food provider, Gordon Food Service, GFS, and picking them up with the district's cargo van. At this time, it's not clear what Liddell did with them, but a proffer presented at her bond hearing last week says the food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. It goes on to say even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up. The scheme was uncovered January 2022 by the district's business manager during a mid-year audit. The manager found the district was $3,000 over its budget and were only halfway through the school year. Court records reveal the manager discovered individual invoices signed by Liddell for massive quantities of chicken wings, an item never served to students because they contain bones. Parents say it's upsetting to know someone may have selfishly taken the funds intended to nourish students.
This is the area that we live in. We live in
She embarrassed too. Notice when news stories happen and Black folk feel like they're in the right, they speak up, they speak very loud, they make eye contact, all type of shit. She hasn't looked at this reporter yet, and she is whispering. It's embarrassing. That's why.
middle class, lower than middle class in this area, so it really don't surprise me that somebody would try to get over, but it's kind of sad.
Others claim it's not surprising to know a trusted person in their community would do such thing, but they're hoping the district enforces effective oversight over the financial activities of the district.
I just feel that the people that was
Nobody gives a
watching over
fuck.
that money or who jobs it was, they need to be looked at because
Y'all, these niggas is embarrassed. They are. Let me tell you something. Y'all got to knock this shit off. All this crying wolf about bullshit. Nobody's listening anymore. I'm sorry. Aaliyah, what the fuck? $1 million worth of chicken wings.
Well, let me say this. I guess it's unheard of in Blackistan for a husband to cook for his wife or for a wife to cook for her husband now. And see, you can always tell a lonely, miserable bitch. Anytime you can be that petty to talk about the fact that another woman's husband cooks for her, as if that's any business of yours whatsoever. Clearly, that was the best you could come up with. And that was lukewarm, honey. But either way, when it comes to this shit, them boxes of chicken. I mean, damn, we said that the chicken wings were high, but that didn't mean we wanted you to go and start stealing the boxes and shit. And how much you willing to bet she was selling those boxes of chicken and the people talking shit was probably buying them from her? Let's just go there. You know, when they steal that type of shit, she wasn't keeping all that chicken. She was selling them boxes of chicken. She had a whole enterprise going. I'm willing to bet.
Look, I smell a food stamp fraud situation coming up. I really do. Cause Auntie ain't so. This is y'all's community, y'all. Let me put this up. Cause I where the fuck is my damn picture at here? Yeah. Listen, you got footless, legless niggas running from cops. Y'all, I don't want to hear the nonsense when it comes to systemic racism, preference and all that shit here, because you skip over shit like this. Speaking of motherfuckers skipping over shit, a legless nigga. Let me get back over here because I got to get that comment from off of here real quick because, darling, I got this. A double amputee with no fucking feet, right? Running from the cops. After, let me tell you what he did. He stabbed somebody that was unprovoked. When he saw the cops, he dipped up out of that goddamn wheelchair. Now, are y'all gonna sue? Is there another lawsuit coming up? Snapple, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was laughing. What do you mean he ran with no legs, DC? What are you
jumped his raggedy ass out the wheelchair and ran.
He ran with his arms?
I guess so.
He was running on his stumps, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to picture it too. Like,
well, I bet you they marching for him because they gonna march for anybody, regardless. As long as it's a Tyrone. I know they got their Timberlands laced up and they are out there. I know they are.
Oh my God. Hey, Kyra, how you doing? How are you doing, ma'am?
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies.
Hey.
So the thing is with the chicken wing mammy, what I bet it wasn't really her. It's probably a thon that was actually doing the wheeling and dealing.
Ain't no telling. I mean, shit, it's not beyond. Look, that's what they do. I just wanted to start off with that, y'all. Hey, Nefertiti, how are you?
Hi, ladies. I'm in the car, so forgive me if you can't really hear me well. But first, they stealing millions of dollars worth of chicken, and now the legless is running from.
Look, I can't. People see this type of shit, and that's why folks laugh at black people when they be starting that bullshit, y'all. Oh my God.
All I can do is laugh. I can't even comment. I'm so sorry.
I guess he ran like what, on a handstand sort of thing, like he ran on his hands.
That nigga was scooting. He was scooting.
So Is he taking a dirt nap now or what? Where is he?
I'm not sure whether he survived or not. I think he passed. But some of these headlines, you think some of these news stations be trolling. But this is the type of shit that be happening in these goddamn communities. So when we get up here and drag the community, and then you got pro-blacks coming over here because they stay their ass over here, talking about, oh, y'all need to stop. Y'all some self-haters. I am not a self-hater. All right? I'm looking at what the fuck is going on, and your community is a joke. It's a joke. And you're down at the bottom, squaring up, fighting each other. Over what? Get your ass out of that community. I don't give a shit what happened to the black men, black women. You need to get the fuck up out of that community. Okay? This is a hot ass mess. I'm sitting up here looking at y'all having debates about these niggas. Make no mistake about it, y'all. There have always been awful black cops. Awful. They never talk about them in the black community because that's not a good look for their victimization narrative that they're always spinning, trying to make it seem like everybody's out trying to get them. You get what I'm saying? Oh my God. Let's keep going. Is this another bad cop? I'm just asking. Are y'all under the impression that this is just, some shit that happened and it's an offshoot? Listen, these cops that happen to be African American usually are some over goddamn aggressive, mean, disgusting ass, crime-ridden assholes. Let me repeat that, because your sons, no matter what they do for a living, they're all the same. I told you #all because goddamn it, I meant that. Whether he's a lawyer, doctor, or whatever, he's still ashy as fuck. All right. And very, very violent. This one right here, Officer Tremaine Johnson, he was selling drugs in the community, right? How is he any different from Pookie? I'm wondering, when you try to dig through the garbage to try to find you a unicorn, because when he finished the police little academy or whatever, in the black community, he qualifies as a unicorn, point blank, period, simply because he has a job. Okay. And y'all little 5 Dusties that went on ahead and finished off that dude that died this past week or whatever, just recently they were hired because the goddamn standards for getting on the police force had just been laxed recently. If you don't believe me, go look it up. There's a whole New York Post article about it. They brought down the standards and they ended up with Dusties. It kind of reminds me of what you motherfuckers do with these relationships. Letting these idiots in your house after you've lowered your standards so you can make sure that you got one of these niggas in your goddamn house. You're going to end up being fucked up. It is what it is. It's on you, Aaliyah. I'm answering a text.
Let's see, what I found most interesting about this is that even though these were black guys that did this, they still had to try to find a way to blame this on white supremacy. And I thought that was just hilarious. I'm like, God damn, is anything ever their fault? They're being forced to do every single thing they do by white supremacy. They didn't rest until they found the white guy that they can throw into the mix. Oh, that's a white hand. That's who tased it. Get him too. And it's like, I mean, that's fine. Whatever y'all want to do. It's just ridiculous. Not everything is somebody else's fault. They did this shit. But this is who y'all want to police y'all communities. As soon as somebody gave them a uniform, a weapon, and any sort of power, this is the type of shit that they was doing. And they try to kill me, trying to pretend like that they're not all like this. They don't all have this same personality, attitude, aggression, disposition. They all are aggressive like this. Look at how they talk to you when they don't have a uniform. Look at how they treat you when they don't have a uniform. Could you imagine when they do? And let's not forget that other cop that did that black woman the way he did her. Like, this is not a new occurrence. So I don't know why they're trying to pretend like, and if it weren't for the body cam, again, they would have walked away, no problem. But the only thing they could think of was to talk about, oh, you see how quickly they got them? So next time something like this happens, we know it don't take them very long. And it's like, so y'all already anticipating. So when the next white cop does something, y'all can already jump up and say, see, it didn't take them to do them other black police officers like that. It didn't take them that long to get them. And I'm like, see, everything always has to be a comparison with them. You see how childish they are.
Yeah, I do. And that also lets me know how they don't understand how life works. This is their system, remember? This is their fucking system. If you wanted it to be a different way, you should have built something, motherfucker. That's how that works. They're always going to treat their own better because they should. That's what your punk ass was supposed to be doing, but you didn't do that. When you're seeing other men doing what they're supposed to do, taking care of they goddamn people, you get confused. I don't give a fuck what school you went to or what you got going the fuck on. You're not going to be them. You're just sitting up there occupying space in their fucking patriarchy, you stupid motherfucker. And I can't wait until black women figure that the fuck out. That ain't no goddamn drag when you sitting up there saying, oh, they take longer to get the white cops. Of course they do. It's their system, stupid. It's their system. You don't have a system. But fortunately, we all see what your system would look like if you did have one. There's no goddamn way on earth if black folks are running some shit that I'm going to be participating in that. You motherfuckers are cruel. You're stupid. You're evil. You can't fucking count, right? You wonder, everything is about who got what fucking dick. Fighting each other over dick. It ain't never about building anything or any. Ladies, get your ass about that community. And Joanna, hey boo, how are you? I left that up there for a very long time because I want you to see how stupid your comment is, right? The link is in the chat, okay? If you want to come up here and battle about this thieving ass, chicken stealing ass bitch, you're more than welcome to, okay? She stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. I said what the fuck I said because that's what that Zaddy said. And how about that part?
Because that's so much better. She only stole $7,000 worth of chicken and embezzled the rest of the $1.5 million. Because that's so much better, right?
And I wanted to address Joanna Man as well. Like, first of all, DZ literally played the news clip. Like, this is how these mammies operate, though. I believe that's a mammy. Could be a naker, but I think it's a mammy. They literally will watch you play a news clip, put up an article, literally get the facts straight from the horse's mouth, and then open up their fucking mammy ass mouths with that mammy babble and be like, you spreading misinformation because you hate your own. Just say you were embarrassed, Joanna Man. You be embarrassed because your auntie on there stealing chicken and playing into stereotypes. Don't be mad at DZ about it.
Child, I can't do this. I can't. Is there any more bad black cops? I think there are. Oh, one of your talking points, mammies, is about the so-called racism and the unprofessionalism and all that shit there. Well, this cop here, his name is Delvin White. He got put off the goddamn squad because he used the N-word too goddamn much, and the white people reported him. Is this thing on? Because all that shit that y'all say that other races of people do, you do it a little bit better than them. Okay? This nigga got taken off the squad because he ran here calling black folks the N-word. Look, I thought that was a bad thing. I use that word all the time. One of my favorite words. It makes my teeth white. Can't use it up here, but you know I use it in Discord because there's always somebody interested in my Discord. Yeah. He got put off the goddamn squad because he was talking to y'all niggas a certain type of way. There is no unicorns. There is no professionalism. That's why I said I'm not going anywhere with you motherfuckers. Anything that you're running, I'm going the opposite direction because the shit is always trash. It's horrible. Nothing can get done around you motherfuckers. Nothing. Right? You say this system is bad, but you acting just like the so-called system. Also, this same system is taking care of you. You didn't apply for a job at the police force that belonged to black folks, did you? Well. Let's go. What is this? Is this another 5 officers that were arrested together? You don't remember this one, do you? That's why I said what's going on right now, God damn it, that is not new. Everybody's pretending to be surprised. The shit gets on my nerves. Listen, black folk has been what they are since day goddamn one. It's your job, ladies, to put a lot of distance between you and this shit. Every time something happens, they pretend to be surprised. Every time a nigga say something colorist, they pretend to be surprised. Every time a nigga marry a white woman, they pretend to be surprised. Every time a body drop and black femicide happens, they pretend to be surprised and act like it's offshoot. No, this is what your community does. Point blank, period. Oh, these 5 motherfuckers, they were the neighborhood dope dealer and they were also protecting other drug dealers when they were supposed to be protecting the women and children in their community. they was going ahead and serving them up, serving drugs to women and children as well. By the way, this your people. What's up, Snapple?
And this is why I never ever supported that defund the police bullshit. I remember when they first started that shit, and I'm like, are you girls out of your mind for the black women that were even supporting that? I'm like, if they get rid of the police, what is gonna happen? It clearly shit like it's like, I forgot who made the other point, but yeah, if they ran their systems and they were in charge and they were the authority, that's what it would be. It would just be carnage against black women. You know, it would be terrible. So I'm really glad that they're conquered and they can't do anything, and that they're just something underneath my shoe at this point.
Absolutely. And ladies on the panel, if you want to jump in there, because this shit is too easy. It's easy as fuck.
Well, yeah, Deezy, I wanted to just.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Kara. I just wanted to say, there is this whole concept of like the whole unicorn cop thing. I just want to put this quick little history tip out. When there used to be overseers on plantations, well, sometimes those overseers were actually black males. And so even when they got those quote unquote positions of power, they were still whipping you. I just want to say that they didn't exactly use that power to help anybody. They just got excited that they were like quote unquote the new pet and just did their damn job. So just want to put that out there.
Thank you for putting that out there. Go ahead, Kyra.
To add to what Nefertiti is saying, that tells a lot about how conquered the Tyrones are. The fact that Brad would let him be an overseer on the plantation should tell you just how failed and disloyal the black male is. But we're not supposed to talk about that. And I'm a bit confused, Easy. I thought that the solution to black femicide was for black males to have more jobs. And these black males have a job, so what's up with black women and children getting harmed on their watch?
The bottom line is this: black men suck at adulthood, manhood, and life. I'm sorry. If you need to hear that, I'm sorry about it. I'll apologize for that shit. But it's not going to change the fact that they are unfit to do the job.
And see, this is a direct result of them snatching up anybody and just throwing them in a uniform. That's how desperate they are for police right now. That in and of itself is a whole nother live stream, because there is something seriously wrong, that they literally don't have enough people that are on the street that are cops. So they're pretty much taking what they can get at this point. And this is who you have in your neighborhoods pretending to be law enforcement. And this is scary. It really is. It's scary to me. I would not want to be pulled over by these things. I just would.
Exactly. Every time I've had the rare times that I've had interaction with law enforcement because of traffic violations, every time I got a nigga, he was extra. Every fucking time. I usually get warnings from other cops, because I used to have on my nursing uniform and all that shit. We sort of first responders around this bitch. So we went on ahead and tilted our hat to each other. Not with a nigga.
And see, they're so treasonous. They never miss an opportunity to let you know exactly what they think about you as a group of women. Because I saw where Jason Whitlock went on Tucker Carlson and pretty much said this single black mothers was to blame for this. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder where he got that from. Now, who does he sound like? But they're still sitting up saying that what goes on online doesn't have anything to do with what's going on in the real world. Do you know how many people watch and follow Tucker Carlson when he got up there and said that? Not that I'm mad at Tucker, because I appreciate Tucker. I'm a fan. Don't get it twisted. But see, my thing is, I'm glad he put him up there to say that, because they don't listen to us when we say how they really feel about y'all and y'all motherhood and y'all parenting skills. But this is how they really feel. I guess they think we're just trying to blow wind up their asses. Now, he took his ass on a national show to say this about black women. If this does not tell you what they really think about you, but let me guess, that was just him. It doesn't matter where he got that shit from. What that rhetoric, who does it remind you of? Think hard about that, black women. Because like I said, when it comes to your image, this is what they don't mind doing this to you anytime. They will throw your ass under the bus every single fucking time. Instead of being held accountable or taking responsibility, it's still your fault, even when it's not your fault. Because one, a black woman in sight. But he still brought that up and made it a point to say, hey, They was raised by black single mothers. What does that have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing. But they have to find a way to bring you into it. It never fails.
It's a fact. Y'all, look at the screen. Have y'all ever seen those knickers before? I bet you didn't. Because it gets swept under the rug when black cops do things, right? Meet Officer Donaldson, Officer Jones, and Officer Hamilton. They shot them a motherfucker. Huh? Where is the outrage? Quit pretending to be surprised. You're not surprised. You people hate police officers. And whenever some sort of force is used, here you come, but only when they're white. Why is it that these protests are so soft? Because it's about the bullshit and maintaining the fact that you're lifetime victims. You're so worried about your lifetime victimhood being snatched because you know that's part of your survival set, right? When somebody looks at you, they're supposed to feel sorry and grade you on a curve because of the history of this country. The problem is your time is running out. People see you for who the fuck you are. A lot of times they can't even say it, okay? Because they don't want to lose their livelihood because you're a protected class. But make no mistake about it, like I said, each and every one of them are a goddamn problem. And you mammy bitches out there with platforms, listen, you might as well come up off of it, sis, because this is what a receipt looks like. Why didn't y'all argue about this? I bet you want to know the race of his victim too, don't you? Because that's going to matter as well. Do you know that more white people are killed by police officers? But here you go with the bullshit. Nobody is able to control your nakers when they're doing something criminal. So why is it that every race of cop, Hispanic or whatever, whenever they come across your sons, they have to end up mollywhopping their ass? Why is that? Snapple. Why is that?
I don't know, but I guess we're not supposed to talk about this, because if we talk about it, then we're invested and we're not actually divested. So we're supposed to just ignore it like everybody else, I guess, sweep it under the rug and just continue to allow them to run amok, run rampant, and abuse their little tiny bits of power that they can snatch up.
I don't know.
DZ, what was the victim? What did the victim look like for these cicadas?
To be honest with you, I didn't even look it up. I didn't even look it up because it doesn't matter what the victim looked like. Let me put some scenarios out there for you. If it was a white woman, black women who still mammying, they were going to celebrate that because they love to see conflict between black men and white women. It is what it is. It makes them feel good. If it was a white man, okay, they ain't going to say shit. They're going to put their lips together and don't let nothing fall the fuck out. If it was another black man, well, you see what's happening with that, okay? They don't have any other reaction except for let me see how the fuck I can get attention and remain a victim. Point blank, period. Also, I want you to stop pretending like the shit that we were raised on doesn't happen in your community. Let me explain. You remember when black people would say that white men like to fuck dogs? Y'all remember that? I remember hearing that growing up. I remember hearing that they were serial killers, that they killed a mama in a heartbeat because that's what they do, right? I've heard a lot of very disgusting things growing up about white folks, okay? And a lot of black women heard that shit and they believe that shit. And they are, to this day, they're less likely to date out than any other race of woman, okay? Let me go ahead and get to what I'm getting to right now. These are sons, right? These are the mother killers. Remember the ones that don't exist in so-called black community because mama mean everything, mama dearest, mama, you know I love you. Ain't nothing like my mama. My mama make the best grits and goddamn black eyed peas. Well, that was a front. These niggas killed their mother just as much as other races do. Pull up. Pull the fuck up. This nigga right here, his name is Stefan Roby. He was 23 and he killed his mother and his 11-year-old sister. This in no way is a comprehensive list. That shit would take us all goddamn night. Let me go ahead and rip your drawers down. Goddamn it. Black men can't stand their mothers. They can't stand their asses. They can't stand them for birthing them in a situation where they don't win. Okay? This is part of the reason why you have to get the fuck up out of there and stop birthing these motherfuckers. Let's keep going. right? Right? Oh, let's not forget that they're light skinned, they dark skinned, they whatever skin, because colorism don't fucking matter when it comes to getting the fuck about the black community. This ugly motherfucker's name Antonio James, right? His mother had him when she was 15 years old. He's 37, killed her when she was 52. Let me tell you what he did. He blew her watermelon off the top of her head with a shotgun. Why is this the first time y'all seeing shit like this? Y'all better stop letting these people gas you up to make you think that leaving the black community is somehow dangerous. All right, Nefertiti.
I am just kind of speechless right now. Jesus Christ, with a shotgun though.
Blew her to smithereens.
Jeez, I mean, I'm not surprised, but my God, I don't even know what to say to that. Girls, get out. Just get out. Just get out.
You know, they only express all this love to their mothers when their mothers come and caping for them. But deep down, they can't stand you. And I've watched black women with their sons, and they love them to death. These women are willing to give their very life to make sure their son is provided for and safe. I'm here to tell you that shit is not mutual. You need to get the fuck on. You need to get the fuck on.
I was just about to say something similar to that, DZ. And see, this is what, this is what constantly protecting them does. Black matricide has been going up for a while now. It really has, just like the death of black pregnant women. And we know who's responsible for doing both, but of course they don't want to name the problem. But black matricide has been on the rise for a minute. But this is part of it. These are the same people's feelings that you coddled and protected for generations at the expense of your daughters and other black women. Because see, you made it to where nobody else's trauma or pain even matters. When we speak about these things, we always have to talk about how rough they've had it and all the things they've gone through, and why they are some fucked up individuals, and why they treat their women so poorly, and why they don't protect or provide, and why they aren't thriving in this country, and who's holding them back, and why they can't lead, and every other inadequacy you could think of. Even now, I'm seeing the new narrative is that we need to let black men tell their stories and let them explain away why they feel the way they do about black women, as if they haven't already been blaming every single thing that goes wrong on their childhood, their environment, their mothers, and black women. So I'm sick of every damn issue that the black woman has to be hijacked by them. And this is a direct result of that coddling. That's what we're talking about. Everything has to be a competition or a race to see who can get the most sympathy. And when they can't win, they just go ahead and destroy you. They just figure that's the next best thing, to just go ahead and get rid of you. And so that's what they're doing now.
Yeah.
And they're always coddled too. They're still being coddled to this day present, like grown women, trying to police the way divestors refer to them. That's another form of coddling them. They're coddled by everybody. They can sit over there on the manosphere and call us every type of name in the book and get real creative. But I can't say bullet bag every now and then.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Knockouts. Knockouts, I wasn't asking for your allyship. I know what you're going through over there. It's really, really sad. So keep working on it. Keep trying to figure out what's going on with black men. Hopefully you can get them together, because that's what you want to do. I'm here to tell you it's not going to work. Okay? This is not me with a crystal ball. This is me with history. It's not going to work. Knockouts. Ma'am, golden helmet, I was not asking you for any allyship, so you don't have to put that out there that you're not divestors' allies. Nobody asked you to, motherfucker.
And see, I keep telling y'all that your arrogance is not warranted in the least. Hell, at least we have earned our respect, even if people do hate us. But y'all wouldn't know anything about that, because you got pissy and bottom bitch and bitches with hideous bleach jobs running their fucking mouths. And by the way, using all that damn box dye has clearly rotted your brain. Quick question. Can't your naked ass be Google too? Because see, I wasn't talking to you last Friday, but since it applied to you, I can see why you're upset now. But here's my advice to you though. You're a self-proclaimed life coach and self-help guru. So I wouldn't be so emotional if I were you. Baby, trust this. If I'm a zealot, I'm hiding from your chat box, not making my presence known because I wouldn't want anybody to know that I follow your channel. So do you think a real zealot would be in your chat after watching you catch the Holy Ghost over a neighbor whose eye was as cocked as a damn pistol, which only reeks of your desperation? And see, this is why, this was after you ran your ass to a foreign country trying to get a black man and they all curved your stupid ass, leaving you stuck. Do you think that's a real zealot over there? No, ma'am, no, ma'am. But be thankful for us because y'all have been embarrassing the fuck out of the collective of black women for a long damn time and nobody ever told y'all the truth. So having a zealot in your chat could only help you out because it does absolutely nothing for us to be associated with the likes of your thirsty ass. So don't you ever get that fucking twisted. There is no way in hell one of us will be sitting there watching a clown show with the special effects and the sound effects to go with it, and especially not with a host sitting up there with veins popping up out her damn neck and her forehead looking a whole fucking mess. Oh no, honey. No, 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 no. Oh yeah, and please lay off the hair dye and ditch that black dress because
I was
that
just about
dress,
to say.
that dress has been used and abused. And if your audience cared anything about you, they would have told you that a long time ago. And see, y'all can thank me later, but the truth will set y'all free. I'm telling you.
I'm side-eyeing all the knockouts that's taking self-love advice from somebody who will not get themselves a new dress and who will continuously rewear the same dress. It's giving musty. Get it together. Careful who y'all taking self-care advice from. That's all I got there.
I was gonna say that and the whole twerking for $5, $10 thing. That's I got a lot of questions about that.
So here's the deal. If you go ahead and keep your mouth off us, we won't drag you like that because nobody asked you for any goddamn assistance. All right. I don't need an ally, especially somebody that's going to be here, there, fence sitting, rubbing a coochie against the fence, don't know what the fuck you believe, using hashtag divest in some of your goddamn titles. And then as soon as somebody say divest in your chat, you have a fucking seizure. No, I don't need your goddamn allyship. Move on.
I mean, these women actually think that they hurt us when they say this, when they do us a favor. It's like, girl, you do us a favor. Like, who wants to be associated with the likes of you? I mean, y'all are some pathetic, mad bitches, and y'all can stay mad. Also, while we're on the subject, before we go forward, nobody is trying to guilt or shame dark-skinned women out of anything, but you pissy are one dark-skinned idiot who should be ashamed of yourself. Stop trying to recruit other dark-skinned women to be your foot soldiers for your crusades. We were speaking to you and Dahmer, not all dark-skinned women. But since you're so manipulative, you think that you can use dark-skinned women as a collective to hide behind. Now, what are you going to do about Chef Way, ma'am? The ball is in your court. Because, see, we know your friend's solution was to make an awesome video about an overweight dark-skinned woman being a side chick to a black man in his preference. And that was supposed to be a flex. Girl, I got secondhand embarrassment from the thumbnail. And y'all still think these people are trying to help y'all? If this is your idea of helping black women, ma'am, by highlighting another stereotype about darker skinned BBWs and my thickety thick women know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, then I am beyond thankful that you cannot stand us.
DZ, can I make a confession?
Absolutely.
Well, you and I have talked about this one-on-one before, but I have C cup breast. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I haven't always been happy about it. I wish I had the huge breasts of my well-endowed sisters. And excuse me. And I wish I did. And so I think the solution is that all you women in the chat who have a double D and bigger owe me a personal apology. Because
if y'all don't get her analogy, she's basically saying these lighter skinned women didn't have any choice to be light skinned or not. how in the fuck are you coming at? Just like you didn't have a choice to be dark skinned, right? They didn't have a choice in being light skinned. All
Wait,
I'm saying is
DZ,
that, yes, ma'am.
are you saying
Yes,
that
all
when
you
you were in the
big
womb,
breasted.
you didn't get
Oh,
the?
sorry.
No worries, Kai. I was thinking when you were in the womb, you didn't get your formal paint slots to scroll through and choose your shade. You
No,
weren't
and the
there.
thing is,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. If you're a black woman, you need to stay away from Blackistan. That's really the bottom line. So,
Yes, all you big-breasted women in the chat owe me a personal apology because you were born with big breasts and I was not. And on top of that, I'm going to bully you, but you're not allowed to call me out for bullying you because you should just be empathetic and understanding that you deserve to be bullied because you have big breasts.
Tyra,
Get your rest in mind.
I have a question. While you're doing the bullying of the women, are you then also going to team up with another person who release private emails to try to expose someone, but they're all for black women and girls, but they're their doxer baby?
They around here doxing people, children.
Yes, I'm going to team up with another divested sister who has a B cup, and don't worry, she's already tried to expose other people's children, but I don't have any standards or boundaries with that. All that matters is that I get to bully you black women that have huge breasts, and if you dare say anything to me, then I'm going to flip it around and pretend like I'm the victim, and y'all are wrong to get upset at my bullying of you.
Girl, she made it my husband for making tacos. You're talking to a maniac, okay?
It's ridiculous. But but France, Italy, you are not that important to us. Pissy, you started this by your own admission. Now you finish it, you big bitch. And if you think somebody is going video for video with you, please think again because you are sadly mistaken. Nobody cares about you like that. You're dismissed. All of you are. Go away. Now go cry to your audiences about the big bad divestors. And Pissy, if you better leave us a glowing review. Because if you do, I will bake you a chocolate cake. Just not the dark chocolate one. Because we won't want to be accused of being colorists again, would we? So we're colorists because you say so. And for accepting black women of all shades and for giving dark-skinned black women the courage to say, fuck you to the world and anyone else who tries to make them think that they're not good enough. For crying out loud, ladies, the desperation and jealousy are such ugly emotions and not very becoming of such feminine women. And like I said, the more you talk shit about us, then we have no choice but to tell the truth about what we really think about you all. Because you're not going to keep talking shit like any of you are in any position to be superior or take the moral high ground or anything else. See, I know what your problem is. You want your followers to hate us because you do. And the more they're listening to what we're actually saying, the more they love us. And y'all hate it. But that's just too damn bad.
And I'm sorry, they can be obsessed with the Discord all they want. What they have not seen
I love Discord, don't you?
Yeah, I love it, girl. That's why I'm always up in there all day, girl. I don't be doing nothing with my life, child. I'll be up in Discord all day. And ain't nobody can say that DZ released private emails of any other content creators that have personal identifiable information. But for some reason, little petty gossip behind the paywall gets these mammies panties in a bunch. But you got motherfuckers out here who are whole public figures with major platforms doing some snake ass shit like that with no regard to that baby and that nanny that they showed. And it's all swept under the rug and let's go attack divestors. Bitch, you have no motherfucking integrity. So don't try to put that fake morality on and that fake outrage because I'm not buying it from either one of you bitches.
Yeah, see? But I see what I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead because I'm getting ready to,
No, I was just about to say, see, I see what your problem is, Pissy and bottom bitch. Because make no mistake about it, you are a bottom bitch. You're so childish. And so I have something for you. This is just a suggestion. You should probably talk to my 13-year-old niece who got her demeanor from her auntie. And everybody knows it. I think you all could learn a thing or two from her. She's sassy. And she doesn't have a meltdown every time someone makes a comment about her. So she may be willing to help you out. Talk about my niece's hair if you want to, and she gonna tell you, my hair is beautiful, and I was born with it. Get into it. And she gonna snap her fingers and everything at you, and she gonna be done with it. Not doing all this whining. Oh, you're a colorist, and this is featureism and texturism, and I demand inclusion at once. My niece gonna laugh at your dumb ass. And she's 13 years old. You want to know why? Because her auntie did her job. That's why. But you wouldn't know anything about preparing anybody for the real world. You want to teach Black women to be criers and complainers when their feelings get hurt. Girl, bye. I pray that both of you grow up someday, since cussing offends you, and as well as women who don't give a fuck about what you Black men and all of Blackistan think of us. And I guess it's better to go around saying shit like you MFers and FUUB, I got some for your aid, sound like a developmentally delayed child with Tourette's. Girl, bye. See, that's the bullshit I'm talking about. Sit your dumb ass the fuck down.
And it's the divisiveness. I'm sorry, DZ. Please go ahead.
It's the divisiveness is crazy.
Yes.
Black women that are brown skinned, Black women that are light skinned, albino, and dark skinned, just know that you're welcome over here. Not gonna try to make a divested magazine and be doing color shade checks on the way in. Let's check this shade of color right here. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was going to also add, and unlike others, you welcome all Black women from across the diaspora. You don't hate on those from the Caribbean or those from Africa or American Blacks. If you're hashtag
they're
all
all the same. That's the thing. They're all the same. Look at how bad they're suffering in Haiti right now. God damn. How the fuck does the gang have control over 60% of your fucking capital? Bitch, please. These niggas are the same every goddamn where.
I'm so glad you said that, Carl, because see, here's the thing. And what a lot of people may not know is that several of these mods are Caribbean and African women. So those are who are down in the chat, keeping y'all in check. There's women from Haiti. We got Haitian women down there, Jamaican women down there. That's who's modding the channel. So before y'all think that other bullshit, you can't come over here and try to run that bullshit on us. It's not like that over here.
No, absolutely not. If you're a mammy, you're going to get dragged, no matter your shade. I will drag the fuck out of a light-skinned mammy. I will drag the fuck out of a dark-skinned mammy. Mammy, ain't that right? Look here.
And we will drag the shit out of a Nigerian man.
Oh, Cara.
She got snatched.
Discord snatched me too, or whatever. StreamYard snatched me too.
They be doing the most. It happens in Discord all the time. Somebody talking, and all of a sudden it's like, where did she go? Look at the screen, okay? Here go another son, right? His skin shade don't matter. All I know is it's a nigga, right? His name is Zachy Carson, 35 years old. Shot his mother and his sister, but guess why he did it? His sister had a car. His bum ass didn't. He needed to use a car to get to wherever the fuck he was going to be dusty. He had a dusty destination that he needed to get to. And he asked his sister, can I get your car? Because fuck you and your kids. I need to go some goddamn where. She said no. It wasn't like she's never let him borrow it before. Just this day she couldn't because she had things to do. Like most of you that deal with Black men always have a full fucking schedule and it's life or death every goddamn destination. But that's neither here nor there. Let's keep going. He went on ahead, shot his sister because number one, he didn't get the car from her, but he shot his mother because she was being basically treasonous by not telling her daughter to give her son the car. They're dead. I thought this didn't happen in the Black community. I thought this was some white boy shit, like y'all said. Huh? Oh, you think we done? Why they getting y'all in twos? This motherfucker uglier than a motherfucker. You hear me? God damn. Look at his cheeks and his goddamn mouth. That shit is a thing of nightmares. Jermaine Wheat. Jermaine Wheat is 33 years old. He stabbed the shit out his mama. He was jugging the fuck out of her. But that wasn't good enough. Her sister was in the house at the time, which is his auntie. And he jugged the shit out of her. Everybody in the community is saying that he had mental health issues. Go figure, right? This woman and her sister were 62 and 63 years old. Now, tell me I'm lying because you say we be hyperbolic over here. Fact of the matter is, your sons are stabbing the shit out of you. They blowing your motherfucking head off, right? They beating you to death, right? Because that's what, look. Oh, he's light skinned. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, because that means everything, right?
I'm
Y'all
sorry,
remember this
DZ.
nigga?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
think
remember him.
we need the color chart. I'm not sure if he's actual. I need the color chart. I don't think he's light. I think he's more on the, what would Chris, sorry. Yeah, I think we need a chart though. I don't think he's light skinned. I think
He
he's
don't like his
caramel.
mother neither, because she was the same complexion as him.
Look, all I know is he got a dick in the middle of his face. I'm not going when you tell me that's a nose. I'm not going when you tell me that's a nose. That is a fully erect penis right there, ma'am.
You cannot tell me this is not androgynous like a motherfucker. He looked like if you remove the hair from his face, he could go either way. See, are y'all not seeing how y'all sons coming out looking now? Like, tell me he does not look like his features are soft enough for him to go for a female if you take and shave his face and put some lipstick on it.
They're not.
Someone just said he looks like Brittany Griner.
Yeah,
Oh.
I must have missed that part. My bad, but I was like, I'm just sitting here staring at this picture, and I'm like, okay, I must didn't hear that part. But yeah, he definitely looks like he could go either way.
You know he going either way right now while he behind bars, though, especially with that hair.
Ain't no telling, but I know one thing. He took his mama the fuck up out of here because she had $90,000 in her savings account. Like, that's a ton of money, but hey, in Blackistan, that's a fortune. Okay. She also was a responsible woman, and she had 2 life insurance policies. The problem with her responsibility, she didn't take that shit out of the Black community. She stayed right there and was doing head after head, because she's a hairstylist, and managed to save $90,000 doing motherfuckers' hair. She coddled the shit out of this boy. Do you understand me? Everything that he wanted, his mother got for him. Whether it be a car, an outfit, a gaming system, whatever he wanted. Well, he wanted to be a rapper, right? So when you're a rapper, you have to have stacks of cash to be able to throw at crowds, because that's responsible, right? That's fiscally responsible to take stacks of money and just throw it up in the air for a picture or whatever. But that's how y'all do. Well, he didn't have the money because he's dusty. He didn't have the money because he's a bum. He's a naker. So the next best thing to it is to go ahead and take your mother, who loved him to death. When I tell you his mother loved him, he was basically her life. And he looks just like her, except for she's a woman. But y'all, this is what they're saying is not happening in your community. And it is, with these police officers, with these sons, with these mammies, with these lies that y'all are telling about your income and all types of shit. Why on earth do y'all spend so much of your money trying to look like you're wealthy? Everybody knows if you got a window AC and then a pair of $300 shoes on, you're not fiscally responsible. Quit trying to act like you got something. Everybody knows that you don't. Okay. Y'all fixing to see a bunch of this shit. Speaking of Kwame, right? Tax season and these checks are coming in. It's the 31st. Today was the last day that your employer or whoever owes you a tax document had to give it to you. Gonna go ahead and pay that extra goddamn fee so you can get your return in 3 days, and then y'all watch Instagram light the fuck up with pure fucking ignorance, right? The Black community is a mess, and what's going on that ticker down there, it's the longest running joke I've ever seen. I can't. Let me.
Hey, Kyra Boo, I see you made it back. What were you saying before you got cut off?
Oh, I was just saying that, and I was just adding to what DZ was saying. We will roast a Nigerian mammy, and a Jamaican mammy, and a mammy from Chicago. We don't give a fuck where they're from. If you're a mammy, we will roast you.
Absolutely. I mean, pull up. That's all I'm saying. I don't know where they get that narrative from. Huh.
Well, didn't you know you're Asian apparently now?
Oh yeah, I'm Asian and half Black. Some shit like that. I don't know what these motherfuckers in these blogs got going on. Apparently, I'm Asian as well. Wow, Asian got a lot of soul. But anyway, this right here is Gabriel. I shit you not, his last name is Bassey. It's almost spelled like Bussy, but with an A. Okay. This motherfucking balding weirdo beat his mother to death because she said something that he didn't like. That's it. She hadn't done anything to him. They had a very petty argument. It takes a lot of hate to be able to beat someone to death unless they have a condition where they can't be touched even in the lightest way. But she said something he didn't like during a petty argument, and he beat her to death. Ladies, when you give birth to children, no matter whether they're boys or girls, you give a lot of your body, your time, your strength. You give basically your soul to bring these motherfuckers into this planet. And they don't appreciate that shit. Your sons can't stand you. Okay? They don't even respect the fact that they're here on this earth because of you. They wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Why don't you use that to your advantage and stop having them? You can say something petty and your son beat you to death. That's rage and hate right there. Period. Let's go.
I don't know how many different ways we have to say it. They hate you. I mean, that's just what it is. The more you've done for them, the more they hate you. There's no other way to get around this. There's no other way to put it. And like I said, before y'all try to pretend like DZ just making up shit, ain't no way she pulling all these stories out of her ass. Look up the stats. See how Black matricide has gone up, the rate at which they're killing their mothers. I mean, nobody has to make that shit up. I guess they think people think we just get up here and make up shit for our health. But see, I understand why y'all think that, because you're so used to everything in the Black community being all about them all the time. And that's why they want to compete with you all the time. And like I said, everything has to be about them and all the time, and their plight all the time. And it's like, goddamn, they have to compete with Black women about everything. We don't get to talk about nothing that affects us. They literally have to be included in everything.
This one looks sassy. Like he would do that neck roll thing. You know what I'm talking about?
This is a chance to bring up the diaspora, because I know some of you bitches were thinking it was just an American blackmail thing. All of them are trash. Okay? This one's, his last name is James Diawu. He real fucking diaspora. Okay? His mother let him live with her because he was dusty and had nowhere else to go. Now, I thought you diaspora mammy said that if you stop fucking around with American Black men, that there's going to be some sort of reward and prize because they're more family oriented. Do you know how many times I've heard that Nigerians and Jamaicans and all these motherfuckers are family oriented? Well, they're dusty as well. I don't give a fuck what you say. They were living in North Dakota, of all places. And I hate that shit because I advised somebody to move to North Dakota. I didn't know that y'all was spilling out there. I had no idea that you was just bleeding dust out there, but apparently they are. Okay. Well, this motherfucker right here, she asked him, what is he going to do with his life? That's what she asked. He killed her. He killed her for that simple question. Okay. She had given everything for him, made sure that they were able to immigrate, made sure his belly was full and he had shelter and all the love that he could ever want. It's not going to be enough, mammy. It's never going to be enough because of the situation that Black people find themselves in. It is a wash. It's over. It's over. They may be just a little bit embarrassed because they can't operate like other men. It has to be embarrassing. They're not able to do it. I don't know whether it's genetics or what, but they can't do it. But I do know what it has to do with as well. A little bit of that coddling. You got to stop that coddling. But I know you won't. I know I'm wasting my breath.
DZ, did she ask him what his dreams and goals were and he killed? That's what did it? She asked what his goals were?
She wanted to know what his future was going to look like because, you know, he was living with her rent free, not helping pay anything, wasn't taking out the garbage, wasn't doing shit. And she simply asked him, what are your goals? He killed her.
Wow.
I'm confused, though. I'm confused because I thought that African cicadas were much more oriented towards education and gainful employment.
That's the lie that they keep telling. Go
You
ahead.
can't tell them. You can't say anything to them. How long have we been saying that? You can't ask them any questions. You can't tell them to get a job. You can't ask them about their future. You can't ask them about any plans. You literally can't say anything. Like I said, they don't want to talk about anything unless it's in competition with the black woman. If we talk about the assaults and senseless acts committed against black women, they have to be included in that. If we talk about all the beatings we've endured, whether physical or sexual, they have to be included in that too. If we talk about our poor treatment in any kind of way, they have to be included in that too. If we talk about our education and accomplishments, they have to be included in that too. If we get anything extra from the government or the white man, they have to be included in that too. Black women literally cannot have one damn thing without their interference or what about me isms. And it's like, I'm the black man. I'm the most oppressed man in the world, so I deserve something for that. Mind you, other groups of men who come from nothing will eventually create their own way when given the opportunity. They're not begging other grown ass men to consider them or their pain, and then just hand them a blank check so they can be taken care of like the women and children. They always have felt like they are supposed to get everything that the women get. And it's insufferable. That's the reason why they think they can lay up and live off of you in your house, not pay any bills, not contribute, not do anything. This is why they're like this. They feel like they're the ones that you're supposed to be taking care of now. You're not supposed to question them. You're not supposed to tell them to contribute anything. They're the women now. The roles have reversed. And ask yourselves, mammies, why is that? Because I would hate to be the one to inform you all this shit y'all pushing off on black women about marrying down and 50-50 and all this other shit. This is how we got here, where they feel like they just literally don't have to do shit now. And if you tell them to do anything, they just, okay, let me go ahead and kill her ass and move on to somebody else because she think I'm playing with her. See, this is their solution for everything. Not to just leave you and get rid of you, but I'm going to go ahead and kill you first. So please.
And to add to your point, Aaliyah, you said something like, you said a lot, you just spoke a lot of facts. So one thing you just said, I don't want to mess up your words, basically that there's nothing that the black woman can't have that the black male don't want. It is, and that's success. They don't have success. Yep. And so a lot of them are mad, a lot of them are resentful, they're angry, they're mad at their mothers because their mothers can kick them out. That's her shit, that's her house. They're mad at these women who the same thing, because the worst time to be involved with a black mother is when you're trying to get rid of him or you're pregnant by him. And they dropping like flies too, because they have something that he can't have. Black men are intimidated by their own, intimidated. And so that's why their crimes are getting more vicious and vicious and vicious and vicious, because it's pure hatred. They hate us. They can turn themselves into that community type of thing and still aren't on our level. And that is why they're so mad. They hate us with a passion.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I just wish people would stop calling up here asking us why we feel the way we do about these things. They are not men. They are whiny bitches. And I like my men to be men and do what men do. However, when it's time to be held accountable for anything, you're on your own. See, that's one thing that they are allergic to, accountability. So they take absolutely no part in anything. And so when it's time to talk about how they failed black women, their children, and their communities, there's always crickets on the subject matter. And then you have all these mammies to show up and give a million reasons as to why they're like this. And these are the same sons and brothers and cousins that they're trying to beat us up over and fight us and dox us and just talk all kind of shit to us about. And it's like, how y'all mad at us for telling the truth and they at home killing y'all ass? Really?
It doesn't even matter where they come from, whether they light skin or dark skin, how old they are either, because this cop, let me not call him that on this public platform. This thing here, this thing here was only 16 years old when he did his thing. So ladies, they're in the house and she says he needs to go to school. He's 16, for God's sake. His mother's telling him, do your homework, right? Take out the trash, help me with certain things. Of course, she was a single mother looking at him, and good and goddamn well she was a single mother. Okay. So he wanted to have a party at the house, and his mother said no. Absolutely the fuck not. Well, god damn it, the party had to rage on. So he went on ahead and stabbed her the fuck up. Okay. His mother, let me tell you something. His mother was a fucking psychologist. Do you see how blind you mammies are about your sons? You around here diagnosing other people, and you can't see the fucking maniac that's in your goddamn house because he came out your coochie. Y'all getting fucked up out here. And it gets worse. So he went on ahead and dragged her dead ass in the room. And the party happened. He had the party while his mother's corpse was in the other room rotting. Not only that, they didn't find out for a couple days. So in the meanwhile, he was selling his mother's property so that he can have money in his pocket. Little things that's in the house, jewelry, all the stuff she gave him, that type of shit. These are your sons, right? You bet to be very afraid if you continue to sit up in these houses and coddle these niggas, making your daughters do all the chores, making them make sure they get all they shit done because they don't have a choice, because they got to make it out here, because they are going to be the providers in their household. This is how the Black community work. You raise these little girls, right, so that they can get good grades, and that's awesome. They have to do chores. That's fine that they have to do chores. But if you are coddling your sons versus your daughters, this is the monster that you create. You created this shit, right? When you do that type of shit, it's not good. That's all I can say about the shit. It's not good. This is going to continue to happen. Your sons are not special. They're not. And just because he's your kid, you feeling away because you don't think you can make a fucked up nigga. Where the hell you think the other fucked up niggas come from? Other Black women that thought they didn't make fucked up niggas. Huh?
But the pathology, DZ, but she couldn't tell. She couldn't. It's all of her degree. She couldn't identify his pathology. Are you serious? I'm sorry.
He up there looking like a whole reverse raccoon. What is going on with his eyes?
His eyes, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say it again. Like, when every time you get up here and you tell these stories and you show these pictures and these mug shots, and you have the news paper clips and the news, the literal news on and everything, it's like, but these are the same men that they want to fight us over. It's like, girl, go sit your dumb ass the fuck down. And people wonder why we go so hard. Because it's like, if this is the type shit you defended, if you gonna fight me, this what you think is worth fighting us over? Really? Girl, go sit your dumb ass the fuck down, all you bitches. Because we ain't saying shit up here that don't need to be said.
The thing, though, is... Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
No, you're fine. And then I'm going to get somebody in the back chat, and we're going to get this shit popping. Go ahead. Beautiful.
I was just going to say, it doesn't make sense why they keep trying to force us to stay in the Black community. You would think that they would want more Black women to divest, because that would mean more grapes for them.
No,
Right.
It leaves their sons. It leaves their sons on them. They know the only way to get their sons out the house is that if one of us, or if a Black woman links up with him or dates him or takes him off her hands. But because Black women are, well, they are, but you know what I mean. When Black women don't do that, and when they start leaning more into divestment of what we're trying to tell them to do or teach them to do or show them to do, that leaves them stuck with their sons because they can't survive by themselves. They need a girlfriend, mama, something.
No, see what it is. They think that because we say we're divested, we're just supposed to pick up and move on and never mention anything about them or the Black community ever again. Oh, just because you separate yourself from a situation, that means that you could be more objective about the situation because you not only have you lived it and survived it, but you are no longer beholden to it. So that's why I say they don't understand divestment at all in the least. It's like, oh, just because I divest from something, I'm never going to speak on it again. You have divestors that very well do that. Feel like, okay, well, I ain't got to talk about shit. And they don't. That's their decision. But like I said, at the same time, we're the ones who come back and say, hey, for the younger girls that weren't given the game, that just like a lot of us didn't get it, things are a little bit different now. You got the internet, you got access to all kind of platforms and shit like that. A lot of us had to learn this shit the hard way, unfortunately. So it's like, shit, let me go back and see which younger girls want to come with us and let you know, you ain't got to put up with this shit. It's her shit you ain't got to tolerate. Quit letting your family poison your mind and make you think a certain way. Don't let these niggas get up in in your head and tell you all this bullshit. We're gonna give it to you real. So that's why I say I don't understand why people stay talking shit to us about what the fuck we need to be doing and how the fuck we need to be moving. Like I said, as if we're not saying shit that don't need to be fucking said. And that's what it is. We're exposing the motherfucking Black community. And it's hard when somebody holds that mirror up to and show you exactly what you look like. And that's what we're here to be, that motherfucking mirror. And we're going to continue to hold the mirror up the Blackistan and tell you exactly what the fuck you look like.
And the thing, though, that they like to forget is these thuns go out. They don't just stay in their dilapidated neighborhoods. They venture out. Just DZ, Aaliyah, you guys are from Atlanta, too. So you already know what's going on around Lenox and Phipps and the Buckhead area. Mm-hmm. So even if you make a concerted effort, you move out the hood, you try to avoid areas that draw nakers to them, guess what? The nakers still pop up even when you try to avoid them, and you can still get got.
Like that last nigga was from North Dakota. I couldn't even imagine a motherfucker that looked like him living in North goddamn Dakota. Seriously?
Exactly. Yeah, they move around, and like I said, we're still Black women at the end of the day. So this whole you don't need to be talking about it is pure bullshit. Especially, like I said, when they look, what's the difference between a divested Black woman and a mammy? You both look the same to the outsider. Until people talk to you and get to know you and find out how your mind works, they really not gonna be able to make that distinction. So they don't really know that you're divested. You don't walk around with that shit tattooed on your forehead. So again, the shit you do affects us heavily. Whether you want to admit that or not, we don't give a fuck. So like I said, what we're here to do is hold the mirror up. You can take that however the fuck you want to take it. That's your problem.
And it's like
Singleton. Go ahead, Snapple.
Oh, I was just going to say quickly, we as divestors, we're making a distinction between us divestors, and then other Black women who are not divestors who could potentially bring harm our way themselves or by way of Tyrone. The other people with their little distinction separating a race of women by skin tone and whatnot, that's some whole other shit. I think it's very ridiculous to try and shame us for putting our safety first and being very serious about it and maybe even being extreme about it. Because like I said plenty of times up here, I'm going to be extreme about my safety. And I'm going to make that distinction between a divested woman and a mammy. And it ain't never going to have nothing to do with no diaspora, no skin tone, or no dumbass shit like that. It's about safety.
That's a fact. I couldn't agree with you more, Snapple. Singleton, are you dusty?
No, I'm not. I think it was here at the last live about my car getting a jump.
Okay, let me tell you, Singleton, and everybody else that's listening. Whenever I ask, are you dusty? Don't be offended, because I'm not going to remember everybody that came up here before. My bad. I got to ask, because you know what type of shit that the whole YouTube community is on when it comes to divestors. All of them. Anyway, what you got?
Yeah. So what I was going to say is, I don't know if you've experienced some mammies back in the time, where if they do make it, they feel like, well, did nobody tell me, or didn't nobody do this? Sometimes I think they have that same mindset with their men, like their sons, as you call it, because in their mind, it's like, fuck that. I dated Glocktavius, became a baby mama, got my feelings hurt, and I'm stuck in the ghetto. So why would I tell you to do any better? You're going to be in the same position that I'm in. Sometimes I think it's ego and selfishness that they don't want to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I can agree with that as well.
Yeah. I think it's like misery, love, company type of thing. Like, no, you could suffer just like I suffer. And then their ego is so strong that they don't think that they can birth a Glocktavius. And it's like, how you think your vagina is different than any other mammy that birthed him?
Joe, please. I can't. Mimi P, sorry that you was back there for so long.
It's the nature versus nurture argument. And that's an old argument. They've always thought that it's not in their nature that's the problem. It's the environment. So everybody's under the impression that they can if they raise them better, if they raise them differently, then you can just avoid these problems. I'm sorry, but some of the most fucked up children are coming from 2-parent households. Y'all may not want to hear that in Blackistan. Let me say that. Y'all may not want to hear that, but that's just the truth. Look at EJ Johnson. Look at
Girl.
Will Smith and Jada children. Look at I'm serious. Some of their kids are coming out fucked up. They really are, and these are two-parent households. D Wade and his wife. Like, are y'all seriously saying that when it comes to those couples? Yeah, even with the dad there, a lot of them are still coming out fucked up. Let's just be real.
T.I. and his children. I mean, I don't think they know how family is supposed to operate. With black men, they number one, they want something that they haven't earned. That's number one. But number two, black women will give it to them simply because they're attracted to them. They don't have to bring anything to the table. So that's already dysfunctional. Nobody has any roles or things that are expected of them. So it turns into a chaos full of goddamn mess. T.I.'s son around here acting a fucking fool. They don't know how to protect their image. They don't know how to protect their family's reputation. With, certain amounts of these children, it's like, fuck what everybody think. Baby, you got to give a fuck what those motherfuckers think if you need them.
Yeah, even when they have fathers that are there. Because look at Snoop Dogg. All the shit Snoop Dogg done. He's supposed to be the gangster of the gangster, thugs of the thugs, gang banging crew. And his son out here wearing dresses and shit. That's why I say, and word is, daughter's supposed to be in the community too. I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. They sit up and they talk all this shit. But the kids, look at how the kids they raising, even when they around. This is how your kids still coming out. So that whole nature versus nurture argument, it's like it is not working, y'all. I don't care what environment you think you're putting them in. When it comes to these makers, I'm sorry, but some shit is just innate. It just is what it is.
I believe that too. And these roles in these families have gotten completely fucked up. Speaking of, you got black women out here marching over this current situation, saying that I am a man. I don't think you understand what I said. Y'all know those posters that they walked around with in the 60s, and then they did a little bit of it in the early 2000s, where they would make a poster that says I am a man, because their manhood wasn't being recognized, as because they was black ass niggas that wasn't doing shit, and their manhood ain't gonna be recognized. It just is what it is. Those posters also were made at this current situation by black women saying, I am a man. I know that sounds weird, but listen, here comes the receipts. All right.
In Memphis, Tennessee, there was another day of protests over the death of a 29-year-old man who died following a traffic stop. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has launched a use of force investigation, and the family is demanding police body cam video be released immediately. CBS's Elise Preston reports.
I am a man. Excuse me. Y'all fucking shit is so fucking backwards. You're the provider. You're the man. You're the protector. You're everything. What is going on with y'all? This is scary to me. Take it back 5 seconds, because you know what she said. Okay? And this ain't no misunderstanding. Let's go.
Immediately. CBS's Elise Preston reports.
I am a man. He was a man. Tonight, demands for answers in the in-police custody death of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols are growing louder.
This man should be with his family.
I'm tired of y'all. I am tired of y'all. Mammies, I am tired of you. You sit up there and pretend like everybody else is trying to make you seem masculine. What the fuck is this right here? What would possess you to make a poster talking about I am a man, Tyree was a man? How are you a man? What are you? I don't get it. I don't get the protest, but somebody gonna have to straighten me out on this. How is you making a poster saying that you're a man? How is that? Where they do that at? What's going on? I'm confused as fuck.
So the men don't even say they're men anymore?
At this point. And you see how the men are quiet. They got the women screaming, I am a man. They whispering it. How you whispering you a man and you are a man, but you got these women holding it. This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing.
And then they go to white girls and talk about them for that same energy.
I would say partly, you remember a couple of months ago, DZ, where you were getting a lot of flack because you draw distinctions between biological Black women and those of the Roy G. Biv community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm somehow homophobic and all that extra shit, but I don't give a fuck. Call me what you want to. I'm literally desensitized to all the bullshit. Hell, you call me an Asian woman. Come on, you're a joke. You're a joke. You're not protecting your goddamn womanhood. You out here telling motherfuckers that you're a man, and then want somebody to respect you as a woman when you take your ass to whatever cheap ass spot, Applebee's and bullshit you go to. God damn it, when somebody see you, it's like shit. Didn't they say they was men? And then you want people to protect your motherfucking ass. Y'all are the protectors. That's why you're not being protected.
And then what sense does it make though that because this whole entire march don't make no sense to me. The man that was killed, the man that was unalive looked like the men that
Fuck
unalive.
him.
Let's start there.
Fuck all 6 of them. The dead one and the 5 cops. Fuck them.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a dumb. The march don't make any sense. You can't scream police brutality and blame it on the white man because there wasn't no white man who did it. What are y'all even talking about?
It never fails. They are always somewhere in the front. You see who in the front, who got the damn bullhorn. See, that's what I'm saying. Always in the front, always trying to be seen to her. Always trying to make spectacle of you. Now would be a time for them to get together. The blacks are supposed to be men. Let them get together and put together a strong, united front. We just want to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up and let them take over. You see how y'all are wondering why nobody thinks that they're men. They think y'all are the men. Mm-hmm. And you get mad when we say that, but here is why. Now you're saying you are a man for real. And you're up front and you're shouting at everybody. You don't let them do anything on their own. This is embarrassing.
The thing though, Leah, is that let's be honest, these mammies know that 95% of black males won't do anything. And instead of just letting them fall, they think they just always try to rush into the breach and do this and do that, what is supposed to be the black male's role, because they know that black males won't step up. But mammies need to just sit down and eat your food. Like, why are you out here marching and protesting and all of this stuff?
I mean, they never let them done it. Now, I can't think of one thing in this country when it came to marching and protesting, organizing, when it came to putting this shit together. I can't think of one movement, one thing that they put together on their own that did not involve us somewhere. We always have to be like, they literally cannot, and it's always a mammy somewhere with a bullhorn up front, looking just like she looking. And it's like, girl, y'all want to, don't tell us about y'all sons no more. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Because this is what I see when I see your sons. I see your big head ass standing somewhere doing all the talking for him.
Right.
Y'all, go ahead, Snapple. Go ahead.
No, these mammies need to do what they do when it's black women that are getting stomped out and unalive. They sit down and eat their food and mind their business. But when but they out here like this is ridiculous. Like when I first saw this clip, I was at a loss for words. Like I mean I still am kind of, but it's like they out here with these bullhorns saying I'm a man. They always coming up with these stupid ass chants, by the way, every time somebody anyway. They don't care when it's black women. That's the shit that's getting me. They don't care. They're not moved. They just don't give a fuck. Literally, they don't care at all. It's just like so cold, nonchalant. But then they're out here like that for them. And I would just wish black women would wake up more. I wish they would sit the fuck down, especially for this situation that has absolutely nothing to do with them at all. They look so fucking stupid out there like that.
Did you see the GoFundMe?
Oh yeah,
I saw that GoFundMe, right?
That motherfucker have $1 million. These homeless women and all that shit. These black women don't get a couple $1,000s for their eviction or some shit that's going on with their kid or whatever. This motherfucker got $1 million goddamn dollars. This is where we at with it, y'all. And a lot of these protests, that's so that black men can have rights. But black women are suffering as their rights are being expanded. I want to show y'all something real quick, and I promise I'm going to shut the fuck up. Look at what happens when the rights are expanded for them. You gonna suffer, sis. You gonna suffer.
Victim's family is outraged when they learn the suspect who shot their loved one posted bond. Tonight, he's back behind bars.
He's accused of beating the mother of his child. Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack joins us live with more. And Jessica, we understand the Detroit police chief just spoke.
If you're lost, this motherfucker shot somebody, got out on bond, and then beat his baby mama. When they have all these rights, you fought for this shit. And they're home with you kicking your whole ass. Let me shut up. I'm going to let it play.
About this, something that just keeps on happening, it feels like.
Keeps on happening.
Yeah, we hear Chief James White talk about this over and over again. We just stepped out of a press conference that Chief James White started by talking about this. Violent offenders being let off and then reoffending. And that's exactly what happened here in the case of Torian Hudson, allegedly now attacking 3 women altogether in the last month or so. The latest situation happened while he was out on bond, on tether, on house arrest. He's accused of severely beating his pregnant girlfriend. She is in serious condition, but definitely spotlights an issue the chief has been sounding the alarm about.
How would you shoot a innocent 19-year-old girl for no reason?
4 surgeries later, 19-year-old Kyla Moore is still recovering, shot in the throat at a West Side Detroit gas.
I'm reneging. I can't let that pass.
The throat? Oh my God.
Do you understand that all of this could simply disappear if you stop fucking with these niggas? We have a population of people that have diabetes, heart failure, liver failure, all this type of shit going on. But sometimes they get turned away or have to go to outpatient treatment because your ass in the bed, shot in the throat, right? Other people can't get taken care of because you got to get that shit log. You got to be able, I can date who I want to date. Black men are beautiful, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, the rest of the population that have actual diseases, there's no bed for them. The ER gets on, bypass. So because they can't accept any more patients, because on Saturday night, your ass is going to be in there with a broken jaw. Your ass is going to be in there, your eyeball bit the fuck out and that type of shit. You needing physical therapy, all kind of stuff. And let me remind you, a lot of them are uninsured. So those same systemic motherfuckers that you can't stand so much, they end up paying your hospital bill after patching you back up, doing surgeries and all type of shit, simply so you can fuck black men. Y'all need to stop this shit. It's ugly. And they just said it keeps happening over and over and over and over. You don't give a fuck though, because you know, black family, black love, right? You ain't attracted to nobody else because this motherfucking dick nose motherfucker is fine, I guess. You're weird. You're a bunch of weirdos.
To be honest with you, I'm glad a lot of black women are not attracted to these other groups of men, because I would hate for them to be taking this kind of dysfunction over there to these other communities. Please leave that shit in Blackistan where it's at and where it belongs. Because last thing we want them to do is start trying to get with these other men, taking that shit over there, and next thing you know, they don't even want to fuck with black women anymore either, because of the drama that comes along with them and their brothers and their cousins and their daddies and all this other shit that they gonna finna get ready to take these men through. Not that a real conservative man gonna put up with that shit anyway. That's why I don't really fuck with too many. I don't really fuck with too many of the liberal kind, because they tend to be Laker sympathizers, a lot of them. And y'all can get mad about that. I don't give a fuck, but that's just what history has shown us, that the ones that's sympathizing with the Lakers and all that shit, those tend to be the ones that are more liberal, the wiggers, and the ones that want to be just like them and walk and talk and dress and act like them. Them the ones. That's what I'm saying. And don't say we haven't warned y'all against them too. That's why I say they can miss us with that bullshit. We tell y'all the truth on everything. You will find most conservative men that are straight up, right wing. It's only they not finna tolerate no bullshit, no clownery. No, ain't none of that shit finna go on. Ain't gonna be none of that. And see, that's the sexy shit I'm talking about.
I got me a self-respecting Southerner. Okay, it is what it is. I love his country ass. Anyway, go ahead.
You ain't got to brag, DZ. I just noticed you. Go ahead,
Now, Aaliyah, when you just said that DZ doesn't have to brag, you know the haters are gonna say, "See, DZ always just bragging and stunting on her group." Trying to make other black women feel bad. Yeah, you already know that's coming.
Already. Yeah.
But Snapple, a few lives ago, you said that the mammies that bail out these cicadas need to go into jail with them if they bail them out and they commit a crime while they're out on bail. I agree with you. Where's the mammy that bailed this dude out here from this news story? She needs to go back to jail with him too.
I believe his mother was the one that bailed him out.
Well, I don't care if it's his grandmother.
Shit, I don't give a fuck if it's his daughter. Put that motherfucking bitch in jail too.
Exactly. Mabel can go into jail too at 97 years old if she bails him out.
Let's go. Yo, I can't. Kyra is off the chain. Let's go.
Station attacked and robbed allegedly by 22-year-old Torian Hudson just before Christmas. Hudson has been out on bond since January 11th.
She's very fearful that he can come back and retaliate at any time. And he showed what he can do. He has no regards for human life.
Hudson used a bail bondsman to make that $250,000 cash bond, lowered by a 36th district court judge from $1 million. While he was out on tether and house arrest, he's accused of offending again, beating his child's mother. He's back in police custody.
We knew it. Just a matter of time. Just like a thief, they'll always steal, and a criminal will always be a criminal. And he has proven that.
The day before Kyla was shot, Hudson is accused of beating and shooting at an 18-year-old woman. She was too scared to cooperate with police at that point. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office tried to fight Hudson's bond, but the courts let it stand.
He's violent, and you will let a violent offender back on the street to re-victimize. He did exactly what everyone thought he was going to.
Listen, y'all, who does she sound like? Who does she sound? What panel does she sound like? I hate that it has to get to this, where your daughter is shot in the throat before you. Is she being extreme? Maybe she's being extreme, or maybe her opinion don't matter because she's fucking light-skinned. Which one is it? This is ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. You're saying he's gonna reoffend. I thought y'all called that prejudging. I thought that was prejudice and you ain't giving somebody a chance. I mean, mammies are talking that talk now. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm noticing it's a whole lot of
now.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I know you about to press play. I was about to say I'm noticing a whole lot of people sounding very divested these days. They really are, whether they know it or not. A whole lot of them. I'm like, see, they hate us, and but they want to use our talking points. You don't like us. You don't like what we stand for. You don't like our delivery. You don't like the language that we use. But when shit like this happens, and you're on the receiving end of it, you go to sound real divested. I'm seeing that a lot.
You know what's sick? Ladies, do you know what's really sick? I just mentioned that this woman is light-skinned, and there's panels or channels out here that will say, well, his preference, she got him, so you got to get what comes with him. You're sick. You're sick. I don't know what else to tell you. Ladies, get your ass away from these motherfuckers. Let's finish this up, and then we got to drag something else. You need to put yourself first.
Knowing Hudson is once again in custody brings some relief to this family. They're hoping bond will be revoked once and for all. This all happening the same day Kyla finds out if she needs yet another surgery.
Her breathing is not at 100%. She's having issues with breathing, so we're just hoping that over time it will heal, or does she need another procedure?
Long road ahead there for Kyla Moore. We just got word.
Yep, lots of money, lots of therapy, lots of physical therapy, mental therapy, if they doing it right. You're going to end up having to get that outside the Black community. Your community ain't doing it. I mean, the psychologist's sons is around here taking them the fuck out. So what you going to do?
Let's just be real. They're getting sick thrills out of them doing this shit to other groups of women. They don't give a shit. You can see, like, they're happy. They're glad That's why they keep rubbing in the preferences and making it sure, yeah, this person got toe tag, that person got this, that person got that. It's almost like you're reveling in the fact that they're fucking up these other groups of women too. And it's like, to me, I think it's in poor taste, but hey, it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, like, you know how many people are happy as hell when they find out that one of them that fucked up the woman that from a different race that they was with, not just light-skinned women. And it's like, do y'all not understand y'all dealing with some seriously crazy, deranged ass niggas, period? And it's like, so why are you so happy that she was a preference? Or why are you so happy that would it have been better or worse if the woman was a black woman or a dark-skinned black woman? I mean, and y'all wondering why a lot of dark-skinned black women are grateful they are not the preference now, because y'all keep highlighting how they getting fucked up too. And it's like, I think a lot of them are getting some sort of sick pleasure out of them fucking up these other groups of women. Instead of looking at the man, like, it's something seriously wrong with a lot of these motherfuckers. It
I
really
think
is.
they're turning into them. Aaliyah, they're turning into these cicadas, whatever, man. That's where they're thinking like them, they're acting like them, they're getting the thrills out of this degeneracy like them. That's what's happening. I think DZ said this a few lives ago that, like, just like we saw, they're starting to call themselves men now. I mean, I think that transition's really happening. They're really becoming them.
It's sad.
Can I say something really quickly? Because it just reminded me of something of one of the last panels we did when that mammy asked us, why don't we just go? And I had said, me and Leah were talking about because they're getting younger and younger. Did y'all not hear those ages? 18, 19. Her throat at 19. We don't know, she may have a hole in her throat until she might not even live that long. You know what I mean? And it's like they're getting younger and younger. And by I mean black women, because I don't get no fucks about those black males. Let them drop.
It's
but
a
the black
fucking
women,
video on this list where a 16-year-old girl got stabbed. I didn't get to it last week. I ain't gonna be able to get to it this week. Stabbed right in the throat by a nigga, of course, in New York. And nobody's talking about that. We only talking about these 5 niggas that killed this other nigga. And to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck. 5 more black police officers can take out another one. I don't care.
Exactly. They only care when it's the black man being harmed. They don't care about, they do not, and I need black women to understand this. They don't care about you at all. They've proven this time and time and time again. Y'all gonna continue to march, y'all gonna continue to do whatever y'all want to do, make channels, whatever it is that you guys want to do, but don't act like it's new. When y'all keep dropping, when y'all keep being attacked, y'all keep being unalive.
You breaking up, boo.
Let me go ahead and clarify something. I'm not saying that we need to take on these other women's fight or these other women's plight, because I know somebody gonna run with that. The thing is, you gotta think, when you're sitting up being excited because these men fucking up these other groups of women, you still walk in the street with these monsters. So I mean, you already know how they feel about you. They don't like you. We sat up here and watched the video where this man literally took a metal pipe and cracked a prostitute's head wide open after he ran over her in his car.
Yep.
See, that's why I say they're getting more and more vicious. These murders are just brutal. Like, they are trying to destroy you, period. So that's why I say it's something seriously wrong here. And for people to sit up here and try to pretend like we're just overreacting or we just saying some shit that's not true. It's like you got story after story after story after story. If we sat up here for an entire week, I don't think we would have covered everything that's in these boxes.
Absolutely. And they sitting up here fighting over them. Snapple, did you want to say something before I get to the goddamn comedy and smoke?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I was just saying about that one story you mentioned that nobody's talking about. I was going to say, just hope that it goes viral, and then maybe like all the other BWE channels will cover it too. That's all.
Well, yeah, it has to be viral because it's all about attention. We don't need that type of shit over here. I actually enjoy that you guys get bothered by certain shit that's said over here, because whether you like it or not, it affected you and you heard me. So you can be mad as long as you get to safety. I don't give a fuck. Get to safety. If it takes you being mad at me and the way motherfuckers talk up here, you know, just get to safety. Y'all around this motherfucker, you can't help each other. You can't let motherfuckers move in your house. Y'all fucking each other's men and all this shit. It's ridiculous. Here we go. Let's go.
I got evicted and my aunt let me and my 2 daughters move in with her. She's dating a man that I'm attracted to and we've been sexual, but he says he's not leaving her because she's a good woman. I'm a good woman too. Why would he choose her? I look and F better because she got the shelter, sis. She got the home. She got the house. Your aunt let you and your 2 daughters move in because y'all was about to be on the streets. And you let her man glaze your yams. That man ain't leaving her. She probably can fry the shit out of some chicken. And the greens is seasoned.
This is the type of comedy that's in y'all's community concerning relationships. Aunties fucking trying to be milfs and fucking little boys, right? You're moving in with your auntie and fucking her man. Y'all are all at the bottom scraping for scraps. I'm talking about bum ass, nothing ass niggas, and you willing to ruin family relationships over them. It's sad. All I can tell you, it's only 2 points that I push around here. If you're looking for love, you're not going to find it in the Black community. Also, if you're looking for safety, you're not going to find it in the Black community. It's ridiculous. And y'all are dragging the shit out of each other. Honestly, other content creators drag me because I say #all. What is that? That is a microcosm of fighting over Black men. I don't have time for that shit. Golden helmet, you can have it. Pissy, you can have it. Bangs, you can have it. Y'all do your thing. Go and fuck as many of them as you want to. People that actually get it and want their safety to take place, they will get the fuck on. Between here and all these other panels, we have not had to talk about the same story unless the story was viral. They got a victim. Helmet got a victim. Bang got a victim. Pissy got a victim. Everybody has a victim. We haven't had to cross paths like that. And when we do, it's only because the story is viral. Why is that? Because there's so much of that shit to go around and you ignoring it. Putting your head in the sand ain't gonna cut it. And y'all so busy worrying about Black love. There is no Black love. How about that part? I'm done with y'all tonight. Let me go get some fucking tacos around this bitch. Providing and making tacos. Ain't that something, Pissy?
Well, they gonna be mad.
Made by your husband, DZ. Made by your husband.
Not him providing.
Right?
Wait a minute, DZ. I'm a bit confused.
Right?
You're not doing polygamy with your husband? You're not
Nope.
sharing him?
Nope. And I'm not
Right?
polycurious.
Not the Mamie's not able to relate.
I have a self-esteem. I don't want to share a man, and I'm not going to. Period. And the day that he decides, hold on a second, the day that he decides that he needs more than just me, then he'll meet me at the courthouse. Why? Because I'm not changing my standards just because he changed his feelings. I have standards and they will be respected. Getting polycurious and shit because that motherfucker don't think your pussy is enough. Pull up. Leave me the fuck alone. Golden helmet, leave me alone. Pissy, leave me alone. All y'all just leave me the fuck alone. Tell your audience to stay safe. Tell them how to get a goddamn weapons license or what the fuck ever is legal in their state. I don't care about a colorist nigga. I don't care about an interracial nigga. I care about you getting the fuck away from them so that you can be safe. Period. Anybody got anything else before I go say the hard R? Yup.
I just want to see. I'm
Enjoy your
sorry.
taco.
Who's trying to talk?
This is Mimi. I'm sorry. I was just listening to everybody. I just want to say this one last thing, just to drop a little jewel. Okay, so everybody remember the Boys in the Hood skit where the black cop pulled over Cuban and Morris Chestnut and he gave them the business or whatnot. That's been going on since then. At the same time they filmed this, they also had a black serial killer working for the LAPD that was offing nothing but black women.
They're trash, Mimi. They're trash. I know that sounds basic, but they're trash. And to keep sifting through these motherfuckers trying to figure out who's not trash out of the niggas, you're wasting your time, sis. Okay.
Oh, I'm. It's not wasting time. It's just like, okay, since it's coming on now, it's like, oh, it's nothing different. It's nothing different. It's nothing but just the same type of dusty, derelict.
And they're gonna keep looking for them. Watch.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have a whole
Exactly.
other set of victims when I'm back here on Friday. Watch. It ain't gonna change. The little bit of women that do leave, bravo. Bravo. Anybody got anything else?
I said, let them all burn. Enjoy your tacos.
Thank you. I will. Me and my simping ass husband. The fuck?
I have just one thing. With regards to the auntie stealing all the chicken. I mean, how can you blame her? You know, chicken is expensive. Eggs is expensive.
I'm mad at you.
Ooh, Lord. I swear, these chicken wings is like filet mignons these days. I guess you don't have to go through that, ladies. You should be able to get chicken and eggs and that not be factored out of your goddamn budget. That's a whole nother conversation. So I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
Bye, ladies.
Good night.
Thank you.